Whenever you hear the word recession, it sounds terrifying, especially for those who have experienced catastrophic recessions, with the coronavirus recession being the most recent one. Any economy will experience recessions at some point, but by foreseeing difficulties in advance and making plans for the future, you can weather the storm. While things are going well, you can reduce some of the stress and worries coupled with recessions by taking efforts to prepare your finances for a downturn. Having said that, here are 15 tips to help you prepare for a recession. Number 1. Make a budget. Setting up your personal finances is based on creating and following a budget, and you're probably wasting a lot of money if you don't keep track of your spending. So, keep track of your expenditures, create goals for yourself, and do your best to achieve them. Typically, a 50-30-20 split is advised, meaning 50% for essentials like rent or mortgage, internet, phone, groceries, insurance, medical expenses. 30% is spent on leisure activities, travel, and vacations, and 20% on your own savings and investments. Reverse the second and third figures, if possible, to 20% for wants, and 30% or even more if you can for savings and investments. Number 2, spend less. Don't go crazy now that the lockdown is over. Keep an eye on your spending. In preparing for difficult times, it's important to spend wisely, which entails tracking your expenses and writing down purchases of non-essential items and unused subscriptions. Those things you use but don't need should absolutely go, so give it some thought. Yes, you still need to reward yourself occasionally, and chances to do these likely haven't been a lot lately. Number 3, clear your debts. If you have debts and can pay them off, this should be your top priority. A few months from now, you might find yourself struggling to make ends meet. Paying the minimum payments might become challenging, and skipping them might result in problems that build up into bigger ones like mounting debt and a poor credit rating. So pay off your debts immediately. You'll be glad you did. If you have several debts, arrange them in order of decreasing interest rates, starting with the ones that have the highest rates. If you have a credit card, you'll want to pay that bill as soon as possible because of the outrageous interest charges. And clearly, once you've paid off your debt, don't take on any more unless it's really needed. Number 4, consider debt relief if you're unable to pay off your debts. Certain lenders provide choices such as debt forbearance or deferment. Lenders may be patient with you for a time, but eventually they'll need their money back. Call your bank or lender and ask what the alternatives are. But keep in mind that this is a temporary solution. Additionally, if your credit score is excellent, you might be able to transfer credit card debt to a line of credit card with no interest. The best course of action is to eliminate your debt. But if that's not attainable, at least consider your options. Number 5, open a high-interest savings account. You're going to store your emergency fund here. It won't be the most profitable item on the list, but in a recession, every little penny counts. Look around for a high-interest savings account because the interest rates on normal bank accounts are almost nothing. Even more importantly, putting your emergency fund in a separate bank account can help you resist the need to withdraw money from it when you don't have to. Number 6, establish an emergency fund. Disaster may strike at any time. In good times, keeping cash on hand for emergencies is essential, and during a recession, it becomes even more crucial. The likelihood of getting laid off from your job is high during a recession. For that reason, if you ever do find yourself without income, you should have money set aside that will last you 3 months. You will be aware of how much money you need on a day-to-day basis if you have done your budgeting. Determine how much money you'll need for these 3 months. Then continue saving until you have it. It's best to continue saving until you have 6 months' worth of coverage. You can begin investing the remainder if you have between 3 and 6 months worth of emergency cash on hand in order to start thriving after the recession. Number 7, show your employer how valuable you are. Even if your workplace is currently safe during a recession, things may change when you least expect it. Therefore, show how valuable you are by taking on tasks, learning new skills, and using them, and going above and beyond. You'll be in a better position to keep your job when your positions are eliminated. And even if you're unfortunate, you'll be able to list all of your accomplishments and acquired abilities on your resume, which will place you in a better position to find job opportunities. Number 8, launch a side business. Maybe you've been thinking about doing this for years, but you've never actually done it. The time has come. The advantages of doing this are amplified during a recession. First off, it will enable you to boost your regular 9-to-5 income. Additionally, it will provide you with a fallback if your day job is impacted. And the good news is that starting a side business has never been simpler. Finding a pastime that you used to enjoy could work. Preferably, you want to pick something you have a passion or ability for. But now that you're a freelancer, you'll earn money from it. You could instantly start earning money if you have a specialty in any field by offering tutoring lessons, which you can usually accomplish via teleconferencing. You may create a blog or a YouTube channel as a longer-term venture that you could one day be able to monetize. Find out what kinds of freelance jobs are in demand on websites like Fiverr if you're unsure of what you can accomplish. You'll be amazed by the options you might discover if you just start looking. Number 9, start building a network. You can use your time more effectively by doing this. Planning to switch to a different profession? A different company? Start chatting with professionals there about how to get in. Or, if you start a side business, speak with freelancers who have already done it to see if you can pick up any tips. Show off your knowledge, enthusiasm, and openness to new experiences so that they'll be more likely to contact you if they learn of an opportunity. Number 10, work on new skills. We've discussed increasing your value at work. And one wonderful method to achieve this is to acquire new skills and credentials relating to your field of work, such as enhancing your Excel proficiency or learning how to edit photos, videos, or other types of media. And we've also discussed starting a side business. Of course, highly skilled and qualified freelancers made more money than those with less advanced skill sets. Plus, it's never been easier to improve your skills thanks to micro-credentials, which are becoming popular and frequently provide very low pricing. You'll benefit in the long run by doing this because you'll retain these skills permanently. Number 11, keep your CV up to date. Opportunities can present themselves at any time in these quick-paced times when you're continually on the hunt for them. Be able to respond to them by sending out your most recent CV as soon as possible. You'll be developing new abilities and facing challenges. Make sure you include them all and keep your CV updated. Number 12, be open to moving. There are several choices you might think about if you're in a tight spot. For instance, if you rent, you may consider finding a less expensive location to live, and if you own your home, or if your agreement as a tenant permits it, you might consider having a roommate. Remortgaging your house or obtaining a home equity loan are two ways for owners to acquire financial boost, but only if completely needed. And make sure you consult a professional with solid credentials because, in the worst situation, it might result in you losing your house. Number 13, invest with a long-term perspective. Play the long-term game as an investor if your goal is to build your long-term wealth. Unless you're engaging in dangerous short-term trading, which we don't advise unless you're truly knowledgeable about what you're doing, Resist the need to monitor your stock's performance every single day. It will save you time and stress if you only check it once a week. Put your trust in the stock market's long-term upward trend. Number 14. Diversify your portfolio. When it comes to the stock market, the saying "don't put all your eggs in one basket" is particularly valid. You shouldn't put a lot of money on one stock unless you're an experienced investor. Put most of your money into stock portfolios, such as index tracker funds, instead of individual stocks if you don't have expertise in investing. Although this is always the case, it is particularly true during recessions when the stock market is more volatile. Number 15. Continue to invest. It's normal to believe that investing is the very last thing you should be doing during a recession. You may be on the fence right now. The advice from the experts is straightforward. Just keep investing. Keep in mind that every recession up until this point has been followed by a persistent upswing. The stock market rises to levels higher than it has ever previously, rewarding those who persisted. Even though a recession may be a challenging period, the greatest thing you can do is start actively preparing for it right now. Keep in mind these 15 tips to help you prepare for a recession and in managing your finances during these trying times. That's a wrap for this episode, which we hope you enjoyed and learned something from. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Inlet Financial Coaching channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.